6 2/3. Formula One out here now. The red lights go off. We're underway, and Damon Rees heads off Richard Cooper from the UK. Not a huge field. We're missing, unfortunately, Lee Johnson. They've just decided to shelve it, and just bad luck for Lee Johnson this year, unfortunately. But hopefully he can come on strong at the Cemetery Circuit. He's ridden there, I think, 2 years ago. Right now, the action on the track, 12 laps ago. That's Sloane Frost. That's Sloane Frost, it looks like, on the 5 machine coming up there. And almost pushes Damon Rees, but it wasn't. No, he didn't push Damon Rees wide. It's Sloane Frost, so that's a bit sharper than he has been in the last couple of races. The TSS Red Baron, Suzuki sponsored Fujitsu 1000 GSXR, the same spec bike as Lachlan Epps is riding. Have we got Lachlan out there? He was one, I think, involved in that Gixxer Cup crash, and Richard Cooper, part of that 3-man team.
No, I can't quite see Lockie out there, so hopefully he's A-OK. He was one of those riders down on the Gixxer Cup final corner crash we had, so can't see Lachlan Epps on our timing screen, so I don't think he's made it out there. Lee Johnson, as Spider touched on, he's not out there either, so we've lost a few of our key riders, but here we go racing with Richard Cooper, Damon Rees and Sloane Frost. A great start from a former 3-time New Zealand Superbike champion Sloane Frost. So he finds himself in 3rd place and all over the back wheel of Damon Rees. So we're on here. Daniel Medham is in the hunt as well. He's in 4th place, so he's always going to be a factor around Manfeild, and a lot of laps around here. And that's Scotty Moyer up there in 5th place. So this is a bit of stuff from Scotty Moyer. We've been waiting for this all Suzuki Series, and here he is, former 2-time defending Suzuki International Series champion, and here he is with the 5th place at the moment, Spider.
Yeah, indeed. They've changed to Bridgestones, and they're trying to get their head around it, and that coupled with the fact that Taupo last weekend, his home track, where he's a former lap record holder, he had a real bad dose of the flu. We've got to change a position there for the lead there. Back. So it's now Richard Cooper. Damon Rees had come in there at some stage, but it looks like Richard Cooper's got him back. This is down the back straight. The blue Suzuki, the black Honda goes up on the inside. This is Damon there, Ian Dawson says he's got it through there. They got a new guy on the team. Rob is on the crew, and Rob's got an incredible background in motorcycle. He went into Tony Rees' motorcycle to get a spark plug for his generator. Had a look at the race bike sitting there and sort of thought, well, those tyres aren't quite right, and he's from Australia, relocated to Opodica, and says, listen, I want to help you boys, and a lovely guy to have on the team and been absorbed in the team quite well, and it's given Damon more confidence. But look at Sloane Frost. Here comes Damon Rees trying along the line there. Sloane Frost in 3rd place. He's looking for a podium. He's had lap records here at Manfeild and a number of wins as well, so everybody's hungry for it. The fastest lap at the moment. What is the lap record? It's in the 4s, a 4:6:59. A 5:3:42 from Alistair Hugenboozem back in 6th place. He's got ahead of Jake Lewis, his teammate. So the Yamaha's the fastest on the track at the moment. One of those Yamaha's on the 43 machine.
He's just got on the back wheel of Scotty Moyer as well, so he's now a genuine contender right in this top 6 battle. So we'll look out for Al Hoogie, fastest man on track last time around, but really starting to heat up at the front. Damon Rees right on the back wheel of Richard Cooper, and then Sloane Frost in there, the top 3 guys are really battling it out now. Daniel Medham there, still in 4th place, and then we go to Scotty Moyer, followed by the legendary Al Hoogie from the Blue Crew Yamaha. So we're all on here at the Suzuki International Series, and we've still got a massive 9 laps to go. Anyone's out the front, Spider.
Damon Rees on the 92 machine from Wakatani, a 1:05:098, the fastest lap of the race. Now it's we all know what happened just out of Wakatani this week with the White Island tragedy. If you have a close look at the 2 Rees bikes, Mitch and Damon Rees, they've got a tribute sticker there, being their hometown, and they were watching the drama. Tony's father, the boy's grandfather, could see the White Island having its drama out there, so hearts out to all those people from Wakatani. But right now, Damon Rees in 2nd place fast. He gets a drive out of the Higgins corner. Good drive out of that corner. Closes up on Richard Cooper. But Richard Cooper is a little bit stronger. His bike's a little bit stronger down that long back straight. They go in, they compress around the go media corner. I think there's a bigger gap between 1st and 2nd than 2nd, 3rd. So Damon Rees looking to get in the front, but he's got Sloane Frost in there. Dan Medham's on his own a bit. That's Dan Medham and Dan Medham, Scotty Moyer. This is good for Scotty Moyer. He's coming through the pack, and then we got the 2 Yamahas, the Blue Crew Yamahas, 43 and 29, Alistair Hugenboozem and Jake Lewis, and there's a whole list of sponsors for them, and hopefully Mother Hugenboozem, Diana's watching at home. No doubt she will be. Father is here, Bill Hugenboozem, and great to have those boys out there. And a shout out to Jake Lewis's father, Rob Lewis, and the family down there. They'll be sitting there cheering away. So right out in the front, Damon Rees still the fastest on the track. We had a gap of 0.2 of a second. I'm going to say that's less now. 104.426 last time for Richard Cooper, so 0.1 of a second quicker than Damon Rees. 105.537, 105.430 for Sloane Frost. So Sloane Frost has got a little bit faster there. Down that back straight here with 8 laps to go, 7 3/4 laps to go there, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, I just noticed 1/1000th of a second between Richard Cooper and Damon Rees on that last lap around. We'll see what the lap times say now. These guys are fine. It's Sloane Frost maybe having a look up the inside of Damon Rees, and then Damon Rees going to have a little look up the inside of Richard Cooper. So there's no room given there. There's handlebar to handlebar as they go into turn 1. Out of there into turn 2. Richard Cooper still ahead of Damon Rees and Sloane Frost, but it's all on, and they've got a few different lines. They've taken the S's. Damon seems to hold a bit more corner speed through the middle and then has a narrower line, but Richard Cooper, he's going to be quite a hard man to pass. A very talented rider, the BSB Superstock 1000 champion, and this is really electric racing at the moment.
The top 7 bikes all in the 105s, between 105.275. Sloane Frost is the fastest man out there in that last lap to Jake Lewis, a 105.6 and 1.5s. In fact, we've got 1.8 seconds separating those top 6. So Jake Lewis has dropped off the pace a little bit. There's a gap there of 1.5 seconds. Right now, Damo Rees closes up a little bit into Richard Cooper, but that Suzuki is that little bit faster, and Sloane Frost closes up there. 2 to 3 bike lengths between first and second as they come on the front straight. Half race distance right now, half race distance, and the same gap back to Sloane Frost. Sloane Frost tries that inside, or looks down on the inside, but they now go around single file, and the box seat here is for those top podium guys is Dan Metam on the Coleman's K Road sponsored GSXR 1000. Scotty Moyer still at 5th. No changes of position at all in that race. DNS for Lachlan Epis, Lee Johnson and Shane Richardson.
Yeah, have a look at this. Just nothing between the top 3. Richard Cooper, Damon Rees, Sloane Frost getting out of the left-hander, heading down the centre straight here at beautiful Manfeild, and a bit of a tailwind down the centre straight. That'll be helping these guys. Awesome. Higgins, right-hander, they go down into second gear. And then it feels like they're getting shot out of a cannon when they head down the back straight. It's still all on here. Richard Cooper, Damon Rees and Sloane Frost. What a wonderful top 3. And look at that drive. Damon Rees gets out of that corner. He's not going to be quite close enough to have a lunge, but definitely he's going to be able to let Richard Cooper know he's there. He'll be able to hear it inside that helmet there as they come around Go Media and down the front straight. Still going to be 5 laps to go when they cross the line.
No Aprilis out there. We had 3 Aprilis, I think, last year. Brendan Code was strong. And David Sharp changed to the Kawasaki ZX-10, probably a little cheaper to run as we see a lot of the pit boards go out and then come back in there. Angela Charlotte holding the Hoogie one there, and here he comes through there. Well, where is Hoogie? That's the James Hugenboozem one. A strong showing still, but he's in the 107s and right at the tail end of the field, so I think still get points for 11th place, and yeah, that's not the season he wanted. He is carrying an injury from Taupo. The bikes come in and out of the hairpin down that long straight. There still is Richard Cooper, the BSB man, the Superstock 1000 winner. This is good training for Damon Rees. That's what it's all about. They want to win the Suzuki Series, but Damon Rees is going to go to England, and it's good for him to gel with this guy, and no doubt they'll be giving each other. He said, Richard Cooper says, I'm going to give him tips when he comes over, because he's given him tips here. How much of a sportsman are you when you turn around and give away your best secrets to the opposition, and then they end up in front of you? It just shows you they want to win the best way they can, and if they show them how to go fast, then they've got something more to aspire to. Richard Cooper goes through there, still the fastest lap. In fact, the fastest lap was a 105.095 now for Alistair Hugenboozem back in 5th, so he's the fastest man on the track. Got a 1 second gap ahead to Dan Metam, so he's not going to make much room on him, but certainly the fastest man on the track for the Blue Crew Yamaha. It's interesting how some bikes are strong in the straights and not as strong through the corners. Oh wow, that was an interesting move there on the inside, but he got away with, I think that was Jake Lewis and Mitch Rees. That's going into the hairpin. That was through turn 3. Good clean move, but certainly a cutthroat move, but no love lost there. Out to the front there, Sloane Frost is still in contention here, definitely with Richard Cooper circulating a 105.3, a 105.4 for Damon Rees, a 105.3 for Sloane Frost. So the times don't reflect what's going on out there too much. In fact, as I say that, Sloane must have made some little bit of mistake going into Higgins because he lost a lot of ground, but he gains it all back. going into that Go Media corner. So something went on there. I did not see it. I'm only speculating, but been doing this for a while. And 3 laps to go in the Richa, R-I-C-H-A, premium European motorcycle brand, Bridgestone Shoei helmets, Formula 1 for the 2019 Suzuki International Series. Rees is closing in. The gap was 0.229 across the start-finish line. He was 0.1 of a second quicker. Sloane Frost slowed up on that lap, so it is what it is. And now we got a big battle going on for 4th and 5th between Dan Medham and Alistair Hugenbosom, in and out of the hairpin. They're the closest together on the track at the moment, as we see Dan Medham bike strong. A little bit of weaving around for that Yamaha of Alistair Hugenbosom. He's had a few superbike wins. This is his second season on the Yamaha. Previously he'd ridden the BMW and Honda and all sorts of things, so he's going to capitalise on his second season on the Yamaha, and definitely had a few wins. And former New Zealand Supersport 600 champion, hasn't ever done the full season of the Suzuki International Series, concentrating on the Taupo and Manfeild rounds, and not, I think, no, he turned up at Wanganui on the BMW once, but didn't sort of gel with that. So that's Alistair Hugenbosom. Right now 2 laps to go, and the fastest man on the track, Demon Damo, a 105.046, a 105.046. So where will he pass? He's got 2 laps to do it. You can bet that Richard Cooper can hear that bike, even with earplugs in, and over his own bike, he'll be able to hear that bike there. Around the outside there, not enough to do it there, but it gives them drive for the next corner. They're into the hairpin there, 2 bike lengths between, and Sloane Frost, while these 2 guys are battling it out in the front, Sloane Frost is maybe making up the room there. Not to be. And then we go back to 4th and 5th place, the battle between Dan Medham and Alistair Hugenbosom. Dan Medham a 105.6, a 105.5. It's all very well being 0.1 of a second quicker, but you're still got to find your way class. This bike battle there for 4th and 5th, there's 1 bike in it. You're watching them go down the back straight there. It is Suzuki versus Yamaha. They absolutely match the speed, and almost braking as well as we watch the bikes. The white flag is being unwrapped and is going to be displayed to the riders on the 3rd to last race of the day here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon, Brad Ritchie.
Yeah, absolutely. So Richard Cooper just snuck a little bit of advantage. He was a little bit quicker than Demon Damo that lap around, but here Damo, he's got the infield really well sorted, but he just can't quite get the move done. So he's going to pull right up into him through the S's, not quite close enough to make a move into the left-hander, but we'll see where Damon Rees is going to get good drive out of Higgins and maybe have a go into Go Media. But Richard Cooper's done a wonderful job and made that Sloane Frost Racing Fujitsu Suzuki as wide as he can. Demon Damo Rees gets great drive out of the left-hander, but so does Richard Cooper. And then we've got 3rd place, Sloane Frost, just drifted off those 2 a little bit. And then the battle for 4th and 5th with Dan Medham and Al Hoogie. That's going well as well.
Richard Cooper's put his fastest lap of the race in, a 105.070, and a 0.2 of a second quicker than Damon. So he's playing his cards at the end of the race. He's opening up that gap. It's all down to the final corner here for the final lap of the third Formula 1 race here at Manfeild for the 2019 Suzuki International Series. The checkered flag goes up to Richard Cooper, and then we've got Damon Rees there. Sloane Frost takes the podium, and Dan Medham just holds off Alistair Hugenbosom. Scotty Moore has been having a good battle as well with Jake Lewis there. Scotty in front by 1.1 of a second. Then we go back to Mitch Rees on the other Team Rees Honda, the 62 machine, looking out for David Sharp coming through there, and James Hugenbosom. Problem there for Jaden Carrick, pulled out on lap 9. I didn't see any yellow flags. They had a header spring broke in one of their exhaust pipes yesterday and popped off the header, so not too much luck for Jaden Carrick. Hopefully he can come on stronger. He's a man that I rate and can actually win the Robert Holden Memorial and the Formula 1 races in Wanganui. Wanganui's a difficult place. It's like the rest of the series. Your qualifying time sets the positions for the day. So if you have a bad qualifying, you've got 2 races with that position. But of course, where to come clean sometimes is a Robert Holden Memorial, where the top 25 people are eligible to race for that in all classes except the sidecars. So that is the big one. That's the biggest road racing trophy in New Zealand, the Robert Holden